Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to episode 2 of Palico Podcast. My name is James.
And I am Max.
And today we are going to be covering some new topics that just came out just recently on Capcom's YouTube channel. First topic we'll be covering is Monster Hunter Spirits. We just saw the trailer together, me and Max. What'd you think?
It kind of reminds me of Initial D with the because you can get a card with your character and it shoots it out and that contains all your information from that game, and then you just go back and install it. But what the weird thing is, James, I was thinking of something similar. I think I brought it up with you like a couple months ago. It's like, man, we should be able to breed like different types of monsters, and then all of a sudden he drops this video on me, and I'm like, is Capcom reading my mind or something? Because that would be awesome to have here in the US, but it's most likely going to be a Japanese kind of thing. It's probably going to be in Japan only. But I hope they actually bring it over here. But yeah. I mean, it's a slim chance.
Yeah, definitely. It looks great. I remember seeing actually a few weeks ago. I was watching the Capcom live streams, and they have live streams once a week or so. When they were kind of slowly revealing bits of Monster Hunter Cross coming out, and they actually had gameplay of Monster Hunter Spirits. Obviously one of the hosts that was dressed like a pirate was playing, and it looked really fun. It's all in Japanese though, so I don't understand too much of it. I get kind of the gist of it. It looks really intense, and I think there's two ways I can go about it, and I think one of them is more realistic, and one of them, well, I guess there's three ways. One way is that they don't release it at all for us, and we never see Monster Hunter Spirits, and I think that's kind of most likely what will happen.
Yeah, it's gonna stay over there.
It sucks. Another way would be really great is that, just like the Poké Center is trying to open up a new Poké Center in New York. In New York, they're supposed to get a Poké Center soon, which is really cool because the closest one is Tokyo. So,
what's a Poké Center? I never heard of that.
You never heard of a Poké Center?
No, I haven't.
Well, if you're a big Pokemon fan, the Poké Center is literally a store that has all limited edition Pokemon merchandise.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool.
And everything inside is Pokemon themed.
Oh.
So what I was kind of hoping, kind of leading into this, is wouldn't it be great if we had a Capcom store? Capcom has so many great franchises that have all 80s and 90s kids have been grown up with. They had Mega Man. Which is one of the best childhood memories I have. Mega Man X, man, was great. They have Street Fighter, which is a huge scene in kind of kids that got to go to the arcade with their parents, which I didn't, but there's a lot of people that love fighters.
Yeah, I've had that. I still, I have it for the Super Nintendo. I still play it.
Resident Evil is a big one. A lot of people love Resident Evil. They own that as well. They own so many great franchises, and obviously Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Why not make a Capcom store? As a collector, a person that collects Monster Hunter merchandise, and generally just merchandise I enjoy, it's so hard to get some of these pieces over from Japan sent to me here in the United States, and I end up paying a royalty of close to 30% of whatever the item's worth. I pay in shipping and handling fees. Now, wouldn't it be great if I could just walk down, or drive over to LA or downtown San Diego, please, downtown San Diego, and just go to the Capcom store, and I don't have to pay the royalties. I don't care if there's a 10% boost in price, because I understand they have to ship it over, but having to always pay the 30% kind of sucks.
And also, you don't have to wait weeks.
Oh yeah, you're right there, and then right you there. Get it.
You go there, you drive downtown, take the trolley, whatever. Maybe walk a couple blocks, and then there it is, the Capcom store. And you can go in there, get your little collectibles. I'm pretty sure they'll sell video games there too.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
And you just go bananas. I know for a fact I'll be going crazy there for all the Mega Man merch.
Oh
and especially Resident Evil. I love Resident Evil.
Oh yeah, and they have. The funny thing is, Capcom has a website called I don't even know what the name of it. They have a Capcom merchandise store. We're just gonna call it for Japan, and it's loaded with great Monster Hunter items. And if you go to the American version, there's literally probably 10 items on there. Well, the Japanese one is loaded with great merchandise, and it kind of sucks for here in the West because I have to go through a service like AmiAmi. I have to go through one of the other alternative stores to get my merch. Which I guess is fine because I have nothing against AmiAmi. I love the service. They always send my stuff on time. It always comes greatly wrapped and blah, 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 blah. I can kiss their ass all day. But the truth is, I don't know. I think it'd be really cool if they came here. They could have TVs all over the place playing gameplay to get people excited. They could have a soundtrack in the background playing the theme songs of Monster Hunter, Street Fighter,
Mega Man.
They can have competitions because I know Street Fighter is a huge competition-based game. Yeah. A lot of people buy literal joystick and fighting pads, I think they're called. They buy fighting pads to play these things. And I think it'd just be great. And by having a Capcom store, it'd be really cool if they brought one of these machines over. I mean, looping back to the subject, it'd be really cool if they brought a Monster Hunter Spirits machine over.
That would be fun.
I heard rumors you can buy them, though, for about $2,000. You can buy the whole machine.
Dang.
And if I was a multimillionaire, living in a sweet pen,
then
I would probably buy one.
I'd probably drop the $2,000 right there for that game too.
I mean,
well, for me, for example, I love the Zinogre, and seeing the little Zinogre pup, I thought it was adorable. I kind of want it now. Like, I really want it to become a thing here because, I mean, come on, you're a breeder. You get to raise them, and then you get to fight with the wild monsters out there, and they help you out. And what I saw, for example, with the Zinogre and the hunter with the greatsword or switch axe.
It was a Zinogre greatsword.
It was Zinogre greatsword. What he did was, like, when the fully grown Zinogre that you raised, it charges up. It actually boosts your attack and gives you a stronger elemental attack. So I don't know how the gameplay is gonna be. I think you said it was gonna be like a turn.
It's turn based from what I understand or what I've seen.
So it's like Pokemon in a way.
And
like
it kind of has a little bit of a luck base on it. For instance, I don't know if you ever played a game where you're dodging a move in a cutscene and you have to hit either A or B to go left or right, per se, right? So this thing has the exact same thing where there's a joystick, and if you hit left, you dodge left, and if you hit right, you dodge right. And then if the machine guesses the same as you end up getting hit. If you guess the opposite of the machine, you dodge it. That was one thing I did notice in the game. And it looks exciting. I mean, imagine having a really pimp house, your big Monster Hunter collection.
Yeah.
Waking up in the morning, brewing some coffee or tea, and then just walking over in your boxers, playing some Monster Hunter. I mean,
put the card in.
That sounds amazing to me.
Play all day on your day off.
It does. Definitely, that's something. That's one of the options. So the first option was it's not coming here to the West. The second option was that they could always open a Capcom store and then make it available for us to play by going to the Capcom store.
Of course, and it's going to be, well, obviously, if it happens, that's just a hypothetical, if it happens. Obviously, it's going to be translated into English.
Hopefully. I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world if it wasn't, and I'm still even willing to pay the $2,000 even if it wasn't even translated yet for me.
Yeah,
I mean, to play
it's just a trial and error. You figure it out eventually.
Yeah, eventually you would figure it out, especially if you had a lot of time with the game. But it doesn't have to be translated. It'd be nice if it was translated. I think it would attract a bigger following, and a bigger a younger age would be more interested as well.
Yeah.
Because little kids, they're going to see Japanese writing and they're going to get kind of scared off. And they're
like, but I mean, just the graphics alone, the monsters.
It looks fun,
that'll
too.
Attract them. They'll attract a lot of people, and they'll be like, oh, what is that game? And they see people playing, and it's like, oh, that looks like a fun game, And then they see the card, and they're going to be reminded, oh, Initial D is the same. It's somewhat like Initial D, because with Initial D, you get, you play, if you want to save your data, you get a card. And most likely you're going to pay a little extra, but I mean, that's yours. And anytime you want to come back and play, you just pop it in and you'll get a new one with your updated information. So, I mean, that sounds like really exciting. So, hopefully it comes over to the US.
And then last option that I would kind of hope that does happen, and I think it's the most likely of the three, besides not coming at all, is make a Wii U edition.
With Amiibos.
Oh my god. With Amiibos, we're going to drop a couple more $100 on this, though.
I would.
But if they were smart, they would download the game onto a Wii U console. Monster Hunter still has their contract with Nintendo at this point, so it wouldn't be a hard stretch to say, develop a game for the Wii U. It would control very similarly. It wouldn't be, that much different, and I think it would work out really well, just because of the dual gamepads.
Exactly.
It would work out pretty well.
And you can play against other players too. I wonder if that would have worked.
Yeah, and then you have the online capability. That would be kind of cool though. You
one-on-one.
You raise your monster, they raise their monster, and then you kind of almost Pokemon battle with a little extra damage. It'd be pretty badass.
Yeah, I'm getting so many crazy ideas now, man.
I mean, there's a lot of potential for this game. It looks absolutely great.
Right.
Comment on their style is it does feel a little bit more chibi, slightly. I mean, not grossly chibi, but it's slightly more chibi-ized than our realistic fantasy styled Monster Hunter, which is fine. It looks great. I mean, it doesn't look bad in any sense of the word.
No, it doesn't.
So I mean, it's exciting. It looks like it's aimed more towards I'd say 14 to 18 age range, but definitely I'm 22 and Max is
5.
Yeah, so we're more than willing to pay to play.
And I'll be willing to learn Japanese in order to play. But I mean, think about it. You learn Japanese, then you get to play the other Japanese versions of Monster Hunter that only come out in Japan. And I mean, come on, how awesome is that?
By just learning Japanese and basic Japanese, you don't need to learn extensive Japanese.
No, just learn how to read.
And really, in a Monster Hunter game, I mean, let's be honest, there's not the craziest storyline. It's not like we're reading pages and pages and pages of text. We're just kind of reading, 2 or 3 lines, and then we go on a hunt. And let's be honest, most Monster Hunter games are pretty much the same storyline.
Yeah.
You're a new guy, save the village, end of this quest. That's it.
That's it.
And then fight monsters. So, I mean, you just need to learn the names of Mega Potion, the name of the herbs,
pretty much any essential mineral, any item out there. That's all you really need to know.
The item list. That's pretty much it. And for the most part, you don't really need to know the name of your sword.
No, it's like you just see the image, it's like, that's cool, I want it.
Yeah.
Oh, it does fire damage. Perfect.
Yeah. There's icons, so you can even get around that.
Even in the English version, there's a bunch of icons you can see. But let's get back into the actual new videos that came out.
Okay, so
the
light bowgun and the
glaive, the heavy bowgun, and the bow. Now, let me start off with the bow because I'm using the bow right now in Monster Hunter 4. The new upgrades for it, oh my god, they're amazing.
It looks really good.
The extra dodge in the Bushido style gives you enough distance to do more of attacks. And I like that because right now you just do a back roll and that's it. You have to hit it twice. I mean, it only does a short distance and then that gives the monster enough time to come and catch up to you and deal more damage towards you. And then the special, what was it, the cable?
Yeah, it's a blade arrows or something.
Blade arrows, something like
that. They connect two arrows together with a cable, and then you fire it off.
Yeah.
And if you've ever played, was it Left 4 Dead games? It's like the cable gun, the rail gun. That was it, the rail gun, where it was a line. It was literally shooting a line of plasma energy in the game. But it's very similar to how, it'd be kind of interesting actually to find out if you can, in the video it's always horizontal.
Yeah.
Always. So it'd be kind of interesting if you can make it,
like
vertical or slanted. Because it is to cut off tails, so it'd be really interesting.
Yeah, see, that's what I love because if you have a bow, you can't really cut off a tail. You can't shoot it off because it's always constantly moving and it's a small target compared to the rest of the body of the monster. But when I saw that video, it's literally just sliced right through, and then that's never been done before with a bow.
No,
and
never.
Adding that was awesome, and then also that perk with you shoot an arrow up to the air and it shoots.
Raining bow or something.
The raining bow, yeah, I think that's what it's called, and it gives you an extra boost of speed. So when you're running around, like when you shoot that arrow up in the air, it showers you in like a blue-white aura.
Yeah.
And that increases your speed, so you can run faster. Compared to, like in the previous game, like Monster Hunter 4, like you struggle running. It's like a heavy gun, like it's like a heavy weapon, and you can run, but not that fast. But with this, it speeds it up like who knows how fast.
Well, they say it's comparable to the the hunting horns movement buff. They say it's comparable to that, but imagine being able to move that fast while having a fully drawn bow.
Exactly.
That's a game changer. I mean, you can literally move around and not have to worry too much about having to roll out of it, because once you roll, you lose your charge.
Exactly.
So, it's definitely going to change the way you play.
And also, too, I forgot to add on to the, the back roll.
Yeah.
You know how you get the extra one? It does a three. What was it? The level 3 charge.
The level 3 instantly.
Yeah, the level 3 charge instant attack. So that's also beneficial. And I can say that for every other weapon that I've seen so far. But you can talk about I know you were very excited about the light bow gun.
The light bow gun, man. The light bow gun is so exciting. The Cerrigios light bow gun changed the world of bow guns, in the way that if you roll while equipped with this bow gun, it reloads 1 bullet per roll. Yeah. That is hugely overpowered. I never reload ever with the Cerrigios bow gun, and it also has rapid fire normal shot 2, which is a very decent shot.
Right.
So, I mean, it opened up my world to light bow guns. I tried to get into light bow guns a little bit in number 3 Ultimate. I was unsuccessful. Well, I was alright. I had the God's rifle. It was like the ultimate rifle for the game. It was... I'm just going to edit all that out.
It's all good.
I was unsuccessful with the light bow gun in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate just because it took a lot more learning, and the curve was pretty hard transferring from a gunner, or from a blade master, to a gunner.
Right.
So definitely in this one, it's really exciting to see the progression. I think it's going to be opening a lot more doors for a lot more people. It's already going to have preloaded shots, so this is something interesting. Mm-hmm. While the bow has unlimited ammo and you don't have to worry about how many arrows you have, the light bow gun and the bow gun have always had to worry about your ammunition. It's been always a factor. It's very interesting to finally see that they're going to be unlimited ammo for both of them.
Oh, that's good.
It's going to be called like inbuilt ammo. Some people were saying it might even be specialized ammo that only the gun can produce. Mm-hmm. So you might get like special Brachydios shots out of a Brachydios weapon. Mm-hmm. You're gonna get like special bombardier shots out of it. You're gonna get special blasts.
Yeah, so depending on what materials is used from a certain monster, that attribute is gonna be applied to that.
Exactly. Right. And that's kind of exciting. That's a whole new dynamic to the bow guns. That's totally a game changer. Let's be honest. The rapid fire. Now I want to abuse the rapid fire so bad. It looks so exciting. If you watch the video, the guy literally just sits there and he lets off, I don't know, like 12 shots within 4 seconds or something like that. It was fast. Yeah. I mean, he kind of locks into place against the Lagambi, and he just lets it go. And he just lets off 3-round bursts. My question is, with the perks, loading,
right,
and load up, I believe it's called.
I think it's load up.
Load up and loading. Can I get that 3-round burst into a 4-round burst, and then can I get even an extra burst round in there as well? Increasing the damage probably by, I don't know, like 65%. I mean, it would be immensely powerful. You're adding a ton more damage, and it may take you longer to get out of the animation of shooting, but I mean, if you land your shots, it's going to be damn worth it. It's going to be an amazing weapon, and I think that I'm super excited for light bowgun. I think that's going to just knock off people's socks when they get to play.
Yeah, that's getting me more into wanting, for the next game at least, I want to try it out.
No, definitely, and it's exciting.
From the get-go, like from the very first mission, I want to try the light bow gun and see how that works out. Like, you know me, I've been always using the blades, the dual blades, the great swords. But now that I transition from bow, I might consider just starting off with the bow or the light bow gun in the next game. So hopefully, I mean, I know that this is going to be a very exciting game because Monster Hunter has come a long way.
Oh, definitely.
A long way.
Those hitboxes, man. Those hitboxes.
Oh, man.
Monsters used to just like walk by you and you get knocked over. So, I mean, this game is definitely... I mean, I believe the first Monster Hunter was made with a crew of about 8 people.
Right.
So, I mean, imagine a small, intimate team building this whole beautiful game back on the PlayStation 2. That's intense. And now we have I believe a bigger...
Yeah, there's a bigger crew now.
Crew making the game. I don't know how many more, but there's a bigger crew, we'll say.
But always in the beginning of a new game, there's always going to be a small group of people working on it, and then once it progresses, once it becomes popular, that's when they start hiring new people, and that's when the story mode, the graphics, everything improves, and then and this is a great example. I mean, Monster Hunter 4 alone is awesome. Like, there's jumping off ledges, and compared to the first one, you can never do that. You
can't do anything.
You can't do anything. No, you just straight up went up to the monster and just start slashing, shooting, whatever you had to do, and I mean, like I said before, it came a long way.
Yeah, no, it's definitely come a long way. I want to abuse Light Bowgun so bad. Let's talk about Bushido style though for the new weapons that they just released.
Right.
They're not new weapons, but the new
upgrade. Well, they're upgraded. So.
Yeah, the new version of the old weapons. Let's cover the bowguns really quick. I don't know. I'm really curious to find out because Bushido is all about the perfect evade.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if you can use evade distance and the skill evade +3 to increase the window of the perfect evade to 0.6 seconds. Now that would be hugely a game changer because from what we've seen in Bushido video, it's literally just a blink of an eye. You have to hit that button just right at the right second. Pretty much right as you were supposed to receive damage, you push the button, you roll out of it, and you do the Bushido attack. I'm wondering if these perks, like Evasion 3, can that window be extended? If it can be, it makes Bushido style very... For somebody like me that loves Nargacuga set, it makes it into an intense version of my Nargacuga set.
Oh, that's right. Because, the Nargacuga set alone,
Evasion +2.
Yeah, it boosts up your evasion like crazy. So now, imagine with the Bushido implemented with that armor set or whatever.
It'd increase it so much.
That'd be ridiculous.
I mean, you could build the ultimate Bushido set right there and there. You know, you don't have to do anything.
So it might actually depend on the armament.
I don't know
how it'll
though.
Affect the Bushido style. Maybe it might be.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that they have these things give small effects to Bushido and Striker and stuff like that, just so we can get a little bit of a perk for having a certain set of armor.
Right.
But yeah, no, Bushido style plus the evasion +3 would be crazy. I mean, we're talking about flying across the screen, invincible the whole way. You're being invincible the whole way, and then flying back to the monster, stabbing him a bunch of times, or shooting off your gun 1,000,000 times, and being invincible for more than half your animations. That's insane. That's totally insane. It'd be totally overpowered, and I love the idea of it. I think it'd be really fun.
Yeah, me too. But I think the producers, the developers probably thought about that too, and they're probably gonna twerk it.
They might
tweak it to the point where it's like they don't want to make it that crazy evasive because that's gonna kind of defeat the purpose of the game because you're evading all the time. You're not getting any damage done. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no DPS, but you're invincible for a couple seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get you. But I think it'd be really, if it does get implemented in the game,
that would be sick.
It would be really awesome, but it would help out gunners. And I think that's one thing they should look at. Yes. It would help out gunners immensely because their defense is so low. So invincible frames are a huge, huge plus selling point for them.
And that's what I was telling you earlier. I was talking to you about earlier. It's why can't we use the blade master armor with alongside the gunner armor? I mean, it starts off with such low defense. I mean, you would think I'm not bashing on the creators or anything. No, dude, I can see from their standpoint. But I mean, you start off with low defense. I mean, if you're a gunner, you want to have at least a boosted up enough, a boosted defense, because you get hit, you lose a lot of life compared to a blade master armor, and I can kind of see why, because you have to have distance between you and the monster and then I mean, come on, you have a bow or a light bow gun, and it covers a lot of distance compared to up close and personal with the dual blades, the great sword, switch axe.
Gonna get hit a lot more.
Exactly, but I mean, if they could only boost up the defense slightly, that'd be perfect. I wouldn't, I'm not complaining or anything, but I actually would help out a lot of new people that want to start off with start getting into into guns, because I tried it and I'm losing a lot of health, and it's like, damn it, I need a defense up. And that's when you start eating the food, and that boosts high defense. And
no, definitely.
Yeah. Anyway, but let's go to the longsword.
Yeah, definitely the longsword.
The longsword, what I like, I've used it before and I actually like it. So the longsword, for you people who don't know, it's an oversized katana. Pretty much. And it's cool because you can deal a lot of damage, and then the spirit bar increases, and then that changes, that deals more damage, right?
Yeah, so your white level, which is the first spirit gauge level,
right,
is 10%.
And then
yellow is, I believe, 15% or 20%. And then no. I'm sorry. White one, I believe, is 7%. Yellow is 10%, and red is 30%.
Oh wow, that's big.
So being in red is really, really handy. It's a big difference. It's a whole nother game. You're playing with a lot stronger of a weapon at that point. But it takes skill and it takes time to reach such a point,
And to break it down, like with the guild style, you can max it out, max out that spirit gauge by just continuously slashing it. But with the aerial style, what I noticed was you can, you springboard off the monster, and it increases it to the max, and then that's the only way you can get it, just right away. And also what I noticed was in the video that it does a block with the actual sword, and then it does a counterattack right away. And I noticed it with in Gaijin Hunter. He I saw the gameplay that he was talking about, and it was up against a Brachiosaurus, and he he threw that slime at the hunter. He blocked it and countered right away, and it dealt a lot of damage. So that's new, and I'm actually excited about that.
That's a whole new dynamic too, because longsword is not a weapon that has blocking potential at all.
No, none at all. And when
current games has nothing.
But when I saw that blew my mind. It's like, wow, see, they're making the game even more versatile, for all different types of weapons, which is awesome.
It would make sense, though, for the longsword to have a bit of a defense skill, since a katana is all about blocking and then striking,
Exactly. So I'm glad they actually implemented that little block counter attack. Yeah. So I'm excited about that one, too.
I mean, talking about the morphing, the evolution of Monster Hunter weapons, it's funny, in our last podcast we mentioned that we believe that 2 of the weapons were going to be nerfed. We thought that Insect Glaive and Charge Axe were going to be nerfed, and all the other weapons, kind of set on par. Mm-hmm. They actually went the opposite direction. They decided to make all of the 12 items stronger and kept, up to the same level.
Yeah, and they kept the glaive and the
Charge Axe.
The Charge Axe the same, because it's perfect the way it is.
Yeah, no, it really is. And I think they were happy with maybe the faster flow of gameplay.
Exactly.
It was funny. I don't remember who it was, but I was listening to someone, and they were talking about how ridiculously versatile the Charge Axe is. It really is the perfect weapon if you really think about it. It has KO potential. Mm-hmm. It has an ultimate. It has blocking. You can block with it. If you charge up the shield, you can get up to the same level as a Lance's block. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty much unstoppable. It's not as... You can't get tripped up as easy as a Lance. Mm-hmm. So you have blocking, plus you're pretty steady.
And it acts like a switch axe, because you
have switch axe moves, you have switch axe's reach, and you have sword and shield abilities as well on top of that. So I mean, this weapon is immensely diverse and very good for almost any situation, to be honest. It's like a multi-tool,
So, I mean, you can even start off as a beginner with that, and probably definitely just coast through the whole storyline.
I still haven't mastered it, and I still haven't figured out when's the right time to switch over to the axe mode, when's the right time to switch back.
I would think it's when you topple the monster, though.
Yeah. Well, I've seen a couple different gameplays where people play in almost strictly axe mode and just go to file mode just to charge up.
Ooh, just to add on with the file mode, because you just brought it up. You can add I don't know how many. Two more, right?
I saw in the striker style you're able to add 2 more files to the 5 files right now.
So you'd be getting 7 total files,
which is ridiculous.
Yes.
And then they're also showing that the striker style is the glowing blade running out of that
it increases
charge.
It increases the
So
distance,
the more
right?
files you have, the longer the blade's gonna be,
Exactly.
which is just crazy. I mean, the concept is insane.
So that's the only slight change they did for the charge.
But I hear
blade.
you're gonna lose something by getting that ability. You're gonna lose, I believe, your KO potential. I believe that's one of the things you.
That makes sense because it's already a strong weapon as it is.
Oh
and
no,
then
yeah, definitely.
Adding that, I mean, I don't mind the sacrifice. You're already getting different perks already as it is. You're getting those extra 2 files, and then you're getting that extra power attack. So that's.
Oh yeah,
I'm good with that.
It's definitely a good trade, and I think this is really good too because it's gonna kind of refresh in all of us. I mean, Monster Hunter Cross, while not being part of the numbered series, which kind of scares me at the same time, kind of excites me.
Right.
It's awesome to think that they're gonna try out all these new things, and it really, let's think about it. It's a whole bunch new weapons. It's over 50 different combinations now.
Mm-hmm.
That's 50 different styles. That's ridiculous. Right now we're playing with 14. And while there's people that do like custom sets, you'll see evade lancers, which is really cool. What that is when you're using a lance, the whole bunny hop backwards, you're invincible for all those frames.
Right.
So an evade lancer can pretty much fight anything, block most of the attacks, and the things he can't block just jumps backward through them, which is, I mean, the gameplays are really cool.
Yeah.
I really suck at lance, but I think they're really cool.
I never picked up the lance.
No.
Yeah, I don't have the patience for it.
No, it seems very slow. It really
Yeah.
does. It seems like DPS is very slow.
I like fast movement, like the dual blades.
Yeah. I like fluid movement, like the switch axe.
There you go.
Definitely, that's definitely something.
No, you definitely want to talk about the switch axe because I saw
The
the
switch
video.
axe,
Yeah.
demon blade. Let's talk about that really quick.
Take it away, James.
If you know anything about demon mode and dual blades, that's when your blades just turn ridiculously red and they just start doing crazy DPS. You get a whole new move set, which is a lot more fluid and fast. So you're doing constant damage. You're just, what do they call it, like blade wind or something like that?
Something like that.
Slice and dice. I don't know what it's called. But anyways, you're spinning around. Your blades are hitting a bunch of times. And it's really, really good, especially when monsters are toppled. Because you can get a ton of DPS in just a few seconds.
Exactly.
Let's be honest. Switch X is getting their own version, and I'm so excited about this. It's a sword version, actually. So you're going to charge up your sword, your blade, and then that little gauge that we charge up on the Switch Axe, which usually allows us to go and use a file explosion, a elemental explosion. It also allows us to stay in sword mode for a long time. That's going to turn into a pretty much our version of a demon dance gauge, a demon mode gauge.
Demon mode. Arc Demon. Or was it?
Arc Demon.
Arc Demon, yeah.
So it's going to turn into our version of Arc Demon. That's exciting because Blade, if you know anything about Switch Axes, in Axe mode, it does decent damage, but it's not its highest. When it's in Sword mode, it has maximum potential damage, and it also does maximum potential elemental status. That's a huge gameplay. It's a little bit shorter, and the attacks are a little bit slower. Your movement speed is way slower. But that's the trade-off.
Yeah.
To get a demon mode, though, is going to be crazy. I mean, imagine if it's like a 30% damage increase while in demon mode, while having axe out, or having sword out. I mean, it's going to be so overpowered. I can't wait to play with it.
You're going to be excited about that.
Striker style, though, seemed a little disappointing, I have to admit.
Really?
Switch X Striker style was a 13-second long animation. A 13-second. And in Monster Hunter, that is a heck of a long time.
What, when you charge it up? Or
No, it was So in Striker style of Monster Hunter, you literally go through almost every move there is in the book. You start off in sword mode, you switch over to, or you start off in axe mode, switch over to sword mode, switch back over to axe mode, and then end it off in sword mode doing an elemental burst. The problem is, while you're doing damage the whole time you're doing these animations, the animation is still 13 seconds long. So the only way it's useful is when a monster's toppled or in a trap.
Exactly, because it takes like about 8 seconds
for
it to actually charge up all the way and actually deal the damage.
Exactly. So, I mean, it takes so long to do all these animations. I see it only being useful in people that like to trap a lot.
Trapping or toppling.
I was a little disappointed. I thought it was going to be something a little bit bigger.
Right. I mean, you can still do it, but it's not recommended if you're fighting the monster because it's by the time you're charging, it's going to turn around or hit you with the tail or with run away or whatever. You're just wasting time, and I mean, come on, nobody.
I expected a lot more, but I mean, we'll see. Who knows? Maybe those swipes that you're doing in that mode are extremely powerful. We don't know.
What about the heavy bow gun?
The heavy bow gun, dude. Have you seen the nuclear shot out of that thing?
The Nova shot? Yes.
The Nova shot is ridiculous. I mean, talk about just pure awesomeness. I'm not a really big heavy bow gun user, but I'm definitely willing to try it out for that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a freaking spirit bomb.
It really is.
But what's cool though is you can add an extra elemental shot, which boosts up your regular shots. Isn't that true?
Yes. Yes, it is.
And I don't know just back to the Nova shot. Oh man, that's just awesome.
It's huge too.
It blows up and then it deals more damage with the shock, right?
It's area of damage.
Large area damage.
It grows huge. Definitely, it looks like it's going to be like a really cool like finishing move, really. Like if it's trapped or sleeping and you have bomb set up by its head, set that off.
That would be awesome.
It'd be really cool to end fights like that. I don't see it having like crazy potential during fights. I think Ketsu would be really great because it's up on the wall or it's up in the ceiling. Shooting it down with that would be really cool.
That would be perfect, yeah.
Plus, you don't really have to aim that well because it's going to blow up pretty big.
Even if you aim slightly to the left or right or whatever, it's still going to deal damage once it blows. Yeah, once it blows up, it's going to deal damage. Not a lot, but
it's probably enough to knock them down.
Exactly.
And I see it really being useful also in breaking parts. On bigger monsters like the
let's just go with the Brachidios on this one. That guy's pretty big.
When breaking parts off of like was it Doran Moran?
Yeah, the sand, the giant
sand whale
thing.
Yeah, when breaking parts off the Duran Moran, Duran.
I'm gonna call him Duran from now on.
Yeah, whatever. Well, breaking parts off of him. Imagine you can just go straight up to the nose and shoot it. Like you don't have to shoot the cannons anymore, or the turrets.
Yeah.
You can just shoot him with the heavy bow gun and blow off his nose. I mean, this has a lot of potential. Imagine taking the Nova Bomb and then putting it with the skills Part Breaker and Deadeye. So Deadeye is going to extend the range of critical damage, and then Part Breaker is pretty obvious. It's going to
break apart. So.
It increases the chance of breaking parts.
Exactly.
So I mean, this is really cool. I think that's going to have a really big potential of doing pretty well. Sorry to cut it weird, guys, but I think that's the end of the episode for this one. Thank you guys so much for listening to episode 2 of Palico Podcast. I've been James.
And this is Max.
Thank you guys so much for listening in. Please comment, rate, subscribe, and I hope to hear from you guys soon with another video. Good luck on your carves.
And happy hunting, doodles.
Happy hunting, guys.
Happy hunting. Boom, 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 boom. That was funny, dude. Oh my god. Devil Joe. Oh my gosh. Okay. Fudge. Oh, Popo on a stick.
Popo on a stick. Imagine fast food names of like Monster Hunter.
Dude.
Popo on a stick instead of hot dog on a stick.
Oh my god. Popo kebabs?
Popo kebabs. L&L would be like M&M, Monsters and Meats.
Oh no, you know the Musubi?
Musubi.
Instead of Spam, it would be Mammal Swine Musubi.
Mammal Swine Musubi.
And then, well, the Yin Cuckoo is like a freaking chicken.
Yeah. So Yankaku,
Jiankatsu. Oh! Yinkatsu.
Yinkatsu. Rice bowl.
Damn.
I could see this happening.
This can happen. A restaurant themed.
A McTigerix burger.
McTigerix. That's actually sounds pretty bomb now. See, this should be the spoof right there. Just this part for like just talking about food. Okay, outro.